Oh, well, guess we can. New window. Yeah, I was kind of prepping. Hey there, dudes. Welcome to the second stream of the great podcast, the great project, the great podcast. That was kind of a slip, but whatever. Anyway, so let's just kind of go over our agenda real quick. I've got some stuff shortly thereafter, so this might be a little bit faster than yesterday, but I feel like I've got kind of a roll going. Um, so it's like May 8th, right, of the year 2025, and we're gonna kind of dive into this, some of the ideas more of this great project that we're working on. And from last time we were talking about how words have changed over time, or at least the definitions, that deeply held definitions, or more specifically, the source for where we get definitions has changed. And as a result, those source bearers have changed the definitions of things. And the argument was that we were making in the previous post was that there is there's going to be effects to every cause, and there's going to be a sequence of things that will occur as a result of some cause. So if the cause is that people are sourcing their definitions for words in new places, then, sure enough, we're going to find that people have, ultimately a different way of viewing or apprehending the world. So, so that's kind of what we talked about last time. Um, you know, as I said before as well, like this is not necessarily new for me, but it's new for me. Like I'm a noob in terms of generating consistent content. I'm kind of one of those people where I get involved in a project and I go for a while, and then if I really feel passionate and emblazoned by it, I can carry it for a really long time. But if not, I just ditch it and go find something new. So I wouldn't be surprised if I, made all this really great content, or at least I assume it's great content, and then I just ended up dumping it. So get it while you can, I guess I can say. Um, okay, so that kind of gets our intro going, and let's get into it. So the first word that I wanted to explore today is this concept of project or project. Which is it? And we're going to go ahead and refer to our trusty dictionary here for project. And last time I tried to get this to zoom in, couldn't get it to zoom in. Don't matter. I'm going to read it, right? So project has Old French origins, and specifically from Latin projectus. Okay, so this is important because the roots of words matter, and French has a way of things. Okay, so this is a noun, and a project in its first place is the place from which a thing projects or starts from. And when we say that we have like a great project here, we're speaking that the projectus, the place from which it starts, is greatness, right? That which is projected or designed, something intended or devised, a scheme, a design, a plan, right? Project outwards, okay? Uh, to project something. Vented much policy and projects deep, says Milton, right? And then third, an idle scheme or an impractical design as a man given to projects. Well, unfortunately, that sounds kind of like me, doesn't it? So let's go ahead and look at, real quick, define project. So when we look at the definition here, immediately you can see that there's a difference. An individual or collaborative enterprise that is carefully planned to achieve a particular aim, right? An individual or collaborative enterprise that is carefully planned, a government subsidized housing development, And then it goes into verbs. Well, we can look at the verb real quick because we've got the verb tense here of our old definition: to throw or cast forward or shoot. And then from our good friends over in the search, estimate or forecast something on the basis of present trends or data, right? Extend outward beyond something else, protrude. So from the get-go, you can already see that there's a difference in the concept of what we mean by project. This isn't an enterprise. It's not carefully planned. I don't have a particular aim. However, if we stand on the old definition for this word, that's critical. If we stand on what the project is about, greatness will be held. Greatness will be held. Think about that. Sometimes people say, oh, I want to start a really great project. And I say, well, that's great. Talk about what you're standing on, not where you're going. You don't know that yet, right? Carefully planned to achieve. So let's go ahead into this concept of the past. I think past is really, it's beyond imposition or degree, further than, beyond the reach or influence of who being past feeling, right? Ephesians 4:19. Furthermore, beyond in time, after, as past the hour, or above, exceeding, more than. And we're going to talk, I guess it gets into more like defining, like, more than. It's like past the mark, right? Even further, like past, in the past tense of it, or pertaining to a former time or state, neither present nor future, gone by, elapsed, ended, spent. It's past troubles, past offenses. Okay, a former time or state. Let's go ahead and look at the new definition of past. Okay, gone by in time and no longer existing. Think about that for a second. No longer existing. The time or a period of time before the moment of speaking or writing. Past tense of the verb, got prepositions, adverbs, so as to pass from one side to the other, right? Like passing across the line, used to indicate the lapse of time. But I want it no longer existing. How critical is that component to your idea of the concept of the past, that it no longer exists? Who here, who has ears that can hear, would say that the past does not exist? Me, personally, standing on a great project, I would say that the only reason why a great project can even stand is that it exists on a past. It exists on a past. The past of it exists. So, from the get-go, gone. No longer exists. Keep that in mind, right? That when people are talking about the past in the internet, that it no longer exists. What are some things that you know of that now no longer exist because they're not in the present now? Okay, let's dive into the present. Okay, let's talk about the present. So present, okay, being at hand, within reach or call, within certain contemplated limits. Okay, from John. Those Roman numerals always trick me up, but that's 14:25. These things I've spoken are present with you, right? That probably sounds like Christ speaking. So then we have now existing or in process, begun but not ended, now in view or under consideration, being at this time, not past or future, as the present session of Congress, the present state of affairs, the present instance. So not delayed, immediate, instant, coincident. Okay? Now let's look at the new definition. In a particular place, existing or occurring now. The period of time now. Context is stripped from that. The context of what we mean by being at hand, within reach, within certain contemplated limits. Okay? Furthermore, now existing, and if our understanding of the past is in the new definition, the past no longer exists. There's only the ever eternal now, which is now existing or occurring now. But the new definition of past supposes that once it's no longer now, it no longer exists. Fascinating. But when we talk about the present, we're saying much more, that this immediate, instant, coincident, not delayed, at hand, right? It's really, really powerful. It, when we say that something's at hand, that we have a grasp of the present, these new definitions have place the present beyond your control. It happens now, and you have no hand in it. Right? Here's the next one. The future. Time to come. Time subsequent to the present. Oh, this is good. Shakespeare. Lay the future open. Right? Collectively, events that are to happen in time to come. The possibilities of the future, used especially of prospective success or advancement, as he had great future before him. We're in a great project, guys, and we're talking about the great future before us. A future tense. Right? Now let's look at the new future. The time or a period of time following the moment of speaking or writing, time regarded as still to come. Short for futures contract. Now there's a monetary concept that's being introduced. We saw something similar when we said the of a project, right? Enterprise, futures contract. The future has no bearing on this concept of money in the old definitions. Granted, the futures contracts were not really as popular as they are today, but I wanted to bring you these definitions, old and new, so that you could reflect, so that you could refract on the depth and complexity of the past, and how the stripping down of old definitions to new definitions seems to be monetarily based, right? So I want to leave on this, okay, because we've got to end on an outro, and I had to keep this a little bit short. The definitions of things matter. The definitions that you source matter. The words that you know define your reality. And the definitions you adhere to are the context of your substantiality. So bear in mind that all of what we're doing here is just showing the difference of definitions so far. So far we've, really opened up that the new definitions clearly have some kind of motivation towards enterprise and money, while the old definitions seem to be speaking of something great, something venerable, right? Something virile. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and leave on that. I really do appreciate you guys being here for the brief 15 minutes that I had. I'm going to go ahead and give you back the remaining time that I had allotted, and I've got to attend to the other things of my present time. So thank you very much, and I wish you a wonderful day.